Hello, it is Sam. I am back, the Nimble AF Podcast. We are here to break down all the things that you need to scale your business, scale your CPG or consumer-facing brand without all the stress and not all the stress. You're still going to have a lot of stress, but what we're going to do is reduce the noise. And my favorite way of reducing the noise right now is AI. So we talked about it in the last episode. We're going to talk about it again on this episode. But we're going to get a little bit more tactical today. We're going to talk about how to save about 10 hours a week on using AI tools, using some very specific AI tools and some very specific processes that do not require you to be a data scientist. So here we go. If you're a founder and you're still thinking AI means hiring a data scientist or somebody who specializes in AI, you're leaving hours and profit on the table. Yes, sometimes there are really great opportunities to hire an AI strategist, somebody like me. However, there are things that you can get done that are just low-hanging fruit, and we're going to talk about it. It's not about dashboards or deep learning models. It's about making your life easier right this second. And today we're going to walk through 3 tools that save lean teams, real time, real money without needing a tech degree or spending the next 80 hours of your time deep diving into AI. And I want to do a little myth busting, and I want you to think about this, a little reframe for you. AI is not just advanced analytics. It's not about complex setup. And yes, there are custom AI build outs for big businesses, but today we're talking about companies from 0 to 20 million that are not necessarily investing in complex custom AI tools, but can still harness the power and the time creation of AI. Most early stage founders don't need the heavy dashboards. They need a brain break. And this is what we're going to talk about today. What you do need is speed over perfection, leverage without the extra hires, and decision-making clarity. And we're going to talk about how these tools can help you get that. And then I also want you to think about this here. How do I say this? You don't need AI to think for you. And so many people that I talk to, I ask everybody what they're using AI for. I don't care who you are. If I see you, I want to know. And I think a lot of people come with this misconception of it's going to make decisions for me. It's going to think for me. I'm worried about the data security issue. But here's the thing. AI, I think I said on the last podcast, is your co-pilot. It is not there to think for you. It is there to declutter so that you can think better. Okay. I really liked that thought process of decluttering. And it has made a huge improvement to the point where in my day-to-day, in my business, I'm like, oh, wow, I have this extra time to think, to strategize, to take an extra walk today, literally because I've used AI in some very simple, again, low-hanging fruit to kind of take certain things off my plate and increase my bandwidth. For the most important time that I need in order to grow my business. So, time-saving tools. Here's where we go. We're going to do 3 time-saving tools. I love them. I use them, and I want you to use them too. ChatGPT, first and foremost. First draft content, emails, captions, product pages, social media posts, blog posts, all the things. Brainstorming names, hooks, and angles. Also great use for ChatGPT. And then responding to repetitive customer emails or investor questions. Also, side note, like if you have an email where you're just like, fuck this person. And I say that with the kindest voice. But if you are like, oh my God, do I have to really respond to this? And you are just cringing and you are having a hard time writing an appropriate email response, let ChatGPT do it for you. Those repetitive emails where you're getting the same customer service email over and over again, your investor questions over and over again, and the emails responding to people who you just don't want to respond to, let ChatGPT do it for you. cut out the noise, cut out the stress. Like, how stress relieving is it if you're like, oh, fuck this guy? And then if you don't respond to him, it's just going to sit on your plate. If you know that they need a response, let ChatGPT do it for you. Don't hold on to that stress. So you can draft all of your weekly emails and repurpose them into posts. You can, if you've got an email newsletter that goes out and your email newsletter is your focal point of your communication to your people and you are trying to get better at social media, upload that weekly newsletter into ChatGPT and say, hey, pull out 3 posts that I can put on social media and let ChatGPT write those for you instead of trying to pick out which ones are the best or which topics you should focus on. Use AI to do that and stop wasting time staring at the screen, wondering what the hell you're going to post. Next one, Notion AI. I'm really digging Notion. You can use it for a lot of things, which now just I made it sound overwhelming, but let's be very specific. I like to use it for product launches, very specific product launches where you've got your knowledge base, you've got your key documents and assets, you've got your tasks and outlines, you've got a timetable set up, you've got your product pricing and your product SKUs. You can have this view where you have, SKUs that are built into what looks like a spreadsheet. You can have a dashboard that pulls numbers out of there. You can have your checklist for your task list. You can have visibility across your team. You can have assets all in one place. And then if one person's responsible for improving those assets or adding to those assets, they can put the current assets in that file and not have to worry about, oh, am I pulling an old thing? Is this new? Is this right? Whatever. There's a lot of visibility. You can build SOPs in Notion, standard operating procedures. If you are starting to dive into the world of operations and process and improving those pieces of your business, using Notion for SOPs is a killer way to go. You can have SOPs built out as checklists that your team can access, makes it really easy to streamline, also makes it really easy to update. If you're the owner of the SOPs and you're like, oh, this has changed, you can go in and change it and then everybody sees that. And then that's this thing that everybody uses. It's beautiful. Creating launch checklists, also, again, I mentioned that, one of my favorites. And then really breaking down goals into bite-sized action plans. Goal planning is, honestly, I find goal planning hard. I find goal planning really easy for doing it for other people. It's harder to do for myself. If you are also in that same boat and you think about these goals and they feel really big and you're like, where do I start? And then you waste your time and you spin your wheels, using Notion to take that goal and then break it down and then break it down again and break it down again until you've got your bite-sized action plans. I love it. I think you should use it. I am in the process. It is not fully launched yet, but I am in the process of building a sales dashboard, KPI dashboard, and lead management kind of project in Notion. It is for a food CPG company, and we are building out we're taking numbers and putting in their goals. They've got weekly goals assigned. They've also got another area where they've got what their actuals are. So new leads, calls, emails, samples sent, samples reviewed, appointments booked, sales made. And we've got all of those in goal and actual databases that are built out, and then pulling out numbers for dashboards so that they have visibility on where they are and where they need to go, because sales might feel emotional and big and hard, but let me tell you, it is a process. And if you work the process, you will be successful. It is the people that don't work the process that do not make the sales that are not successful. So Notion has been really a fun tool building that out. It's something that I already had built out in Google Sheets for this client. And now I'm working on this dashboard. And when it is launched and it's live, I will be making it available to people as a blank document, but our blank Notion project, but already set up and ready to go, which would be super cool. So that is another way to use it for milestones, roles. Can also see where you're slowing down and where you need to fill in the gap. Okay, last one. I'm putting Klaviyo, but really email marketing. Klaviyo, MailChimp. Klaviyo is super strong, and if you are doing if you've got a CPG product, there's a good chance you are using Klaviyo because of its just strength in email marketing for CPGs and for products. I should say products in general. Klaviyo is a really good one. It has the ability to use predictive segmentation. So it can use the data, especially if you've got Klaviyo connected to your website, Klaviyo and Shopify talk together. It can do predictive segmentation. So it can tell you who's ready to buy. If you've got a product that has certain life cycle, it can tell you when somebody might be ready to buy and then help you generate email automation to market to people as they are ready to buy in this AI built cycle that is based on your numbers, which is amazing. It can auto generate subject lines. I have used that. I really like that field. You can write in your subject line, and then you click the little AI button and it's like, here, how about these? And it's got some knowledge base and it's pulling in data that it knows, words that it knows that are good for increase opening rates, CTR rates. Mm. And then you can send time optimization. How am I doing? I'm starting to lose my voice. Sorry, guys. Send time optimization. So you can set that up so that it doesn't just set a send time optimization for your entire list, but down to the individual. So it's like, oh, this person has been opening their emails at 3:00 in the morning Pacific time. We're not going to send them their email until like 2:58. So it pops up at the top of their email. It is genius. It is beautiful. I love that use. I encourage you to turn it on. And if you're not using Klaviyo, look in, I believe MailChimp also does the same thing, but it would be fun to do a little interview with a friend of mine who only does email marketing and specializes in building email marketing for mostly consumer facing brands. So we'll see if we can do that and see if she'll talk to us. And you can increase your click-through rate by 1+%, which is great if you know about your email click-through rates. Really like just changing the subject line and optimizing the timing. They're small tweaks with big wins. So if you're not using AI, you're probably paying a human or spending your own time doing something a machine can handle in a fraction of the time. Your job as a founder is not to write the captions or build tables. It's to steer the ship. And anytime you have the ability to utilize tools that are built to write the captions and build the tables, you should invest in understanding what that is and how you can simplify that as much as possible to make your life easier. It's not replacing strategy. I'm going to say that every single AI podcast I do. This does not replace strategy. It never will. It's making sure you actually have time to do it. It can be a thought partner in your strategy, but you are the strategy. It is all you. So you don't need to be fancy. You need it functional. So those 3 tools can help you buy back 10 plus hours a week. If you want the actual workflow that we're using to plug AI into weekly operations, you can jump onto Instagram, DM me smarter, and I'll pop that over to you. I actually have a couple options depending on where you want to go with it. And then you can hop on over to our website and check us out. And I would love to talk to you about it. Next time, we're going to talk about the real reason your growth is stalled and how to fix it in under 10 minutes.